What's up guys, Boss here, and in today's video we're going to be playing some top ladder using what in my opinion is the best Royal Giant deck in the game right now. So as you guys can see, this RG deck doesn't even have a champion in it, so it's great for you guys that are free to play and do not have champions inside of this game. And this deck actually finished 20th in the world last season, which I was pretty surprised about because there was a deck in particular that was super good in the meta. If you guys know the one I'm talking about, that no champion Royal Hog Giant Skeleton deck, that had a hard counter against this deck, but because the Mirror and the Giant Skeleton got emergency nerfed, that deck isn't used as much anymore, which was one of the biggest hard counters to this deck. Now, of course, Lava Hound is still a very hard counter and practically impossible to beat, but one less hard counter for this deck means it, of course, got an indirect buff, in my opinion. Before you head in the first game, if you guys would like to support me, you can use my credit code BOSS in any Supercell game. Thank you guys who do that. And yeah, right now we're currently 214th in the world. Not like insanely high up on ladder, because I was focused on the Royal Tournament, but still decently high up, and we'll try to climb up more by the end of the video. Okay, we found a match here against Limit. I'm pretty sure this guy uses a very weird deck. I think it's like Pekka Graveyard, I'm pretty sure. It's quite strange, unless he switched because it's early season. Well, it's not too early in the season, but there's still quite a lot of time left, so there's a very good chance he might be playing something else. But normally, if he's playing his one-trick deck, yeah, it is Pekka Graveyard, as I expected. So the only issue with this is we don't really have skeletons in cycle, which is kind of a problem, because they're pretty helpful against the Pekka. So not having them is annoying, but luckily we are able to, that was very good that we were able to protect that Hunter, at least a little bit. I actually thought the skeletons were there to distract it, but unfortunately they didn't distract it nearly as much as I anticipated. That was a very questionable graveyard. I don't know if that was a very good play. I don't know why he did that, to be honest. I mean, it got him a little bit of damage, but I feel like it was kind of, I don't know, it was very strange. But anyway, he's got the Inferno Drag. I didn't remember he had that, so that's kind of unfortunate. So he's got like two pretty good answers to the RG. Definitely not going to be like an easy matchup, but I would say it's winnable because we do have Skeletons and E-Spirit Fisherman, I feel like, are all going to get us some pretty solid value. There's no way we're going to be able to activate the King Tower. I mean, we could try to off the Pekka, but he's going to be smart and prevent it from happening by either going in for a Zap or a Tornado, so I wouldn't expect us to be able to do that, unfortunately. I'm just going to cycle a Log here. He's going to go for an Executioner. Okay, I didn't actually expect him to have that. I forgot he had that as well. So it's a very off-meta deck, clearly. We're just going to go for an E-Spirit here. I guess we could go for a Fisherman to pull the Executioner. And then we're going to want to go Hunter. Same lane as the Pekka, that's going to be very important. And we can't go for an RG. I was thinking about doing it in the other lane, but we have to pressure. Or we have to defend. I think I accidentally said pressure. You guys know what I meant. Okay, so we're still winning, but this is quite a weird match. We're going to Ghost here. He's going to have to Tornado. Otherwise, we're going to activate the King Tower. Ooh, he decides to do that. Okay. This is where things are going to get pretty interesting. We actually successfully activate the King Tower. I think that's huge for us because he's using Graveyard, obviously. So that is potentially a game-winning play. If we win this game, it's probably going to be because of that King activation. And that's what I was talking about. I didn't think we'd be able to get it, but he made a pretty big mistake. Overcommitting with the Pekka, and what that allowed us to do was activate the King Tower because he didn't have the Elixir, because he overcommitted on the RG. That was also a pretty bad defense. Yeah, he kind of messed up there as well, letting the Hunter shoot his Inferno Drag. So just like that, we end up taking the lead, and we're looking like we're in a really good situation here because of the, I think, kind of the couple of mistakes he made. So I'm going to pressure with a RG. We can just easily defend the Dark Prince with the Fisherman, and hopefully the Ghost distracts the Pekka. Couple shots, only one, unfortunately, but ooh, really good freeze by him. I gotta give him credit. That was a great freeze. I thought the radius wasn't going to cover everything, but unfortunately it did. That was a good play by him. But the Skeletons are getting loads of value here, distracting everything. We're going to let the Inferno Drag cross over before I go for the Hunter, and then hopefully the E-Spirit. Yeah, nice. That's really good. I don't know if we're going to be able to break through with another RG, but us pressuring like this, what it allows us to do is prevents him from going in for a graveyard push, which is obviously what we want because we have the lead. So if we just keep up the pressure, it's going to be really difficult, I feel like, for him to go in for a graveyard push because he still needs a few hundred damage, and with that RG hit, almost got a second, so close. I feel like it's going to be really hard for him now. Yeah, nice. We can just block the bridge here. He has to freeze the King Tower. It's the only way he'll get damage, and he's not really, like, effectively able to get damage even when freezing the King Tower when we can play something outside of the radius of the freeze, as you saw. So I think we just have to make sure we block the bridge here, because really the only way he's going to be able to win this game is by getting a really good graveyard. That was a great Inferno Drag, though. I didn't expect him to do that. But unfortunately for him, there's no way for him to like really cross the bridge because I blocked it, and yeah, that's gonna be GG. So I would say not that great of a matchup. I mean, he was using Pekka and Inferno Drag in the same deck. Of course, it really helped us out that we had the Electro Spirit to reset that Inferno Drag, but I think he for sure would have won that if we didn't get that King activation, and that King Tower activation, as I said when we got it, definitely won us that match. So really, really clutch Fisherman, and I think those were smart plays on our end, going in for some pressure while he was also pressuring. Alright, we found our next match here against Yugi Art. I'm not really sure what he's using because I've played against him, I think, already a couple times this season, and he usually switches his deck, so I really don't know, to be honest. I think I'm just going to wait for him for a few seconds, and if he doesn't do anything, I'm just going to go ahead and E-Spirit in the back. And then we'll just cycle Skeletons if he's still not doing anything, and then I'm just going to go for a Log. He's Zap, so Zap usually means Lava or Sparky, like almost always. There are some exceptions, but yeah, because he just went for a Bomber, it probably means it's Lava. Ooh, Golem. Okay, so Golem is way better to see than Lava with this deck, that's for sure. I'm gonna go E-Spirit here, because he might go for like a Skarmy or something. Yeah, I knew we weren't going to be able to defend, especially after going in for that Ghost in the other lane, so I kind of, like, identified that and just tried to defend this in a way that I'm not going to take, like, too much damage on our King Tower. We're definitely in a winnable situation. Like, I know it doesn't look good, but now that I know what he's using, I can kind of play accordingly. I kind of regret cycling that Electro Spirit because that kind of prevented me from being able to defend that. I knew, like, right when I cycled that we weren't going to be able to, and that's kind of why I just gave him it at that point. I'm going to go for a Fisherman here. Okay, so he actually played a Night Witch in the left lane. I thought he was setting up to go for the 3 crown, which wasn't the case at all, actually. But I have a Hunter here ready. Okay, so that wasn't not a good play by him, I don't think. He shouldn't have wasted a Night Witch like that. He definitely should have gone for a Golem in front of that Night Witch. That's what I would have done if I were him. Looks like he's actually going for the 3 crown. Kind of a bad time, though, because as you can see, we're kind of setting up a pretty hefty counter push in the other lane. So he's going to have to spend a good amount on top of it, which means, of course, he can't support his Golem push probably as well as he wants. But let's see. I'm just going to go Skeletons here. I'm going to go Fisherman. It's actually going to kill the Bomber, and then it should actually pull the Golem. Yeah, it does. It doesn't pull the left one, but that's still very good for us, I feel like. So just E-Spirit here. And pretty clean defense, I would say. The Hunters are kind of the MVP of this match, as you can tell. So I'm going to go RG Fisherman in the pocket here. And then we're going to go for a prediction Log. Well, not... I guess it wasn't too much of a prediction because you already played this Skarmy, but... I mean, you get the idea. And he defended that pretty well. But we're definitely... I feel like the flow of the game is definitely kind of going our way now at this point, which is great, of course. I'm going to go for an RG again. We're going to keep up the pressure. I'm going to go for a Electro Spirit. And yeah, we're getting a lot of damage. It's going to be really difficult for him to set up a push, I feel like. Well, right as I say that, he doesn't go in for a Golem. And that was a pretty good zap by him. It ends up preventing the Golemite from getting pulled. I guess this is going to be a pretty close game. It's an interesting situation for sure. I'm going to go ahead and was just focusing. Sorry for not talking. That's going to be GG. Alright, oh my gosh, that game was stressful. What the heck? That was one of the weirdest games I've had in a while against Golem. Like, it just felt kind of strange. I mean, we won, but I felt like we had a really weird start, but luckily we were able to come back. It's definitely not a bad matchup. I think we just didn't have a good start, so it ended up being a really intense and close game, but luckily we were able to win it. Alright, we found our next game here, and this guy is really high up. He's at 73-33, so a win here would probably give us, like... Oh my god, that was so stupid. I can't believe that that just happened. Like, he kind of starting handed us in a way. Like, I know we had a ghost in cycle, but that was really dumb. That the heal spirit connected. Yeah, that was stupid. I feel like he didn't deserve that damage, but yeah, that happened. Oh well. Pretty bad start. So we're against 3 Musketeers, I think, which... if they don't have Pump, it's definitely not that bad of a matchup, but it's for sure not an easy matchup. It's just kind of a stressful game, I think, in general. I'm going to go log here, and then we're just going to go for... Oh, he didn't end up... Wait, I don't think he has E-barbs. Yeah, he doesn't, because of the... I knew he probably didn't, because he had Hunter. And usually when they have pigs, it means they don't have E-barbs. So this is definitely not a bad matchup at all. It's just the pigs are very difficult for us to deal with because we have a lightning and not a fireball. That's the one bad thing. But besides that, it's probably not that bad of a matchup. I think it's going to be a pretty intense game, though. Like, it definitely can go either way, but I think it's not a bad matchup, like I said. So... let's just cycle a Hunter here. If he goes pigs, they're going to be pretty annoying to deal with. But the good news is we can activate the King Tower, so that'll help us out for the next sequence. But it's unfortunate we took so much damage already. We're definitely going to pressure here, I think. For sure go for an RG. He might go 3M, but I'll try to, like, lightning immediately if he does that. Nah, he won't. Ooh. Hunter gets pulled, so maybe not the best defense by him. We get loads of damage on his tower. Almost in lightning range at this point. He hasn't even gone for 3M yet, which is rather interesting, but I suppose they're not that good against RG, but honestly, I don't think 3M are that good in general. I just think there's so many matches where you, like, can't even use them. So, I'm gonna lightning. Because now we just need to go for one more lightning, and then we take his tower. Worst case scenario, we can't defend. And we get his tower, because he can't lightning block. So, I think we just lightning immediately, and nice. We're going to get a lot of trophies. I'm like 41, maybe? 44. Okay, I'll take it. That's a huge jump. Let's go. Let's go. I'll take it. By the way, there was a loss I didn't show. It was to such an annoying deck. It was dumb. But if I get any more losses, I'll show them. But like early on in the video, I don't show some of the losses. But from here on out, if we get a loss, especially if it's a good one, then by all means, I'll show it. All right, I'll play a couple more games here. All right, here we go. In our next one here, so we got Hunter, E-Spirit, Ghost, Log. We could probably just... Okay, so we'll just go E-Spirit, Skellies, and that's fine. I don't know what kind of Minor Wallbreaker deck this is going to be. Likely it's probably going to be either Mega Knight Minor Wallbreakers, or it might be some Bomb Tower variation. So with him having Musk, he probably has Mega Knight. Hopefully he's got Bats, because then our... Ooh. It's not what I thought it was. I guess that ability was kind of pointless. I didn't realize that Musk was going to lock on though, dang. Oh, he might actually have Mega Knight still, what the heck? I didn't think he had Mega Knight because of the... That was so stupid. This is what I'm talking about. Sometimes I get these losses that are just so dumb. It's because I don't know what deck they're using. Like, they didn't, like, necessarily outplay me. It's just, like, how could I have expected him to have like, Mega Knight when he's already got Mighty Miner? It's just so stupid. Really unlucky, to be honest, but whatever. It's annoying, too, because it's a good matchup, but when they get, like, lucky at like this at the start, then of course they can win. And now we're in a situation where I don't know if we can come back. It's so annoying. He's going to do the thing where he sends it on the tower, probably. What the heck happened? That was so weird. I'm going to go RG here. Hopefully we can come back, but it's not looking too good. Thank goodness we at least take his tower, so we still are in this game. Like, there's a little bit of hope, but it ain't looking good. Yeah, it's so dumb. We lost because of the start, but he still, like, played pretty well, because I do think it's a good matchup for us, but that was so stupid. I didn't think he would have Mighty Miner and Mega Knight in the same deck, because I don't actually think, to tell you guys the truth, I've ever seen that once in my life. I've never seen, unless I'm forgetting, I don't think I've ever seen someone have Mega Knight and Mighty Miner in the same deck. That might be the first time I've ever seen that. I'm trying to recall if I've ever seen that before, and I don't think I have, so that must be the first time I've ever seen that. At least high up on ladder. I might have maybe seen that some, like, random guy running it in a grand challenge or something, like, early on, and I might forget, but on high up on ladder, never seen that before once in my life. I can guarantee that. What's normally in the deck instead of Mighty Miner? I think it's usually arrows or bar barrel. That's why the matchup, I don't even know if it's an easy matchup because of him having Mighty Miner, but if he had arrows or bar barrel instead and not Mighty Miner like it normally does, then it would have been easy and he wouldn't have had the surprise factor. So just a dumb game. I'm kind of mad, as you can tell, but, like, whatever. You know, that's what some of my losses are. It's just someone whipping out the surprise card, and you just don't think they have it, so, yeah. Alright, found our next one here. This will probably be our last game of the video. But yeah, like, back to what that last guy was running. Like, when I saw the Mighty Miner, I was like, oh, he must be using, like, Bomb Tower or Mortar. Like, there's no way he's got Mega Knight at that point, but whatever. Let's just move on. Focus on this game here. So, let's just cycle Ghost, because this guy's not doing anything, and it's basically going to be like... Okay, so... This could actually be a mirror match, and if that's the case, this will be quite interesting. I do consider myself to be pretty good at the RG mirror matches, so hopefully we are able to win this. So he just cycled all of his good RG counters. Like, he doesn't have, he didn't have, like, basically he didn't have Fisherman in cycle or Hunter, so it was quite a good time to go in for an RG. I feel like he defended it as best as he could have in that situation. Luckily, we were able to get some good damage beforehand. And very good start to this game. You guys might be thinking a King Tower activation against RG is irrelevant. It's not, because you can pull the RG to the middle, and then you'll take less damage because of the King Tower being activated. So it is quite useful against the RG. when you have a fisherman helping out. It's only when you don't have the fisherman pulling it, then it's basically irrelevant. That's how it works. But if you pull it to the middle with your fisherman, then it is very, very helpful. So, ooh, nice. That was a really good RG on my end. I had a feeling he was going to predict my hunter, so that was really smart of me to not go for my hunter on his RG and instead pressure. That was a really good decision on my end. If I ended up going in for a hunter immediately on top of his RG, that could have even cost us the game. I mean, I don't know for sure if it would have, but it probably would have because I didn't have a fisherman in cycle. So we're going to RG here. We're going to go for a fisherman to try to predict like something he drops, whether it's his own fisherman or the hunter. We're going to pull something, and we do. So if this RG just gets one more hit, that'll put us into lightning range. So it's looking very good for us. Just going to go for a log here on this. We're going to go for an E-Spirit. Hunter coming in here and with Skellies to block the fisherman. And yeah, that is probably going to be GG unless a miracle happens for him. We can just go for lightning to finish off the left tower and should be able to get us the win. So we're just going to go for a ghost. We're going to go for a hunter. E-Spirit, just block the bridge. No way that RG in the left lane is going to get the damage he's looking for, so we can just go for a lightning, and that is going to be GG. Really, really nice win here against the mirror match. I usually can win them most of the time. It only is a problem. I would say almost every time you play the mirror match, the better player wins. There's only a few cases where that is wrong, and that's if like something starting hand related happens. For example, if you know you're in an RG mirror match, you can actually go RG in the back first play of the game, and you can screw over your opponent by doing that, because then what's going to happen is sometimes they're forced to cycle things into it, and then you could lightning it, like if they go fisherman hunter and there's like no way they can avoid doing that, or you could go like fisherman behind the RG you just played, and then when they use all their RG counters, cycle back to another. So that's the only way I feel like you could lose by getting unlucky is like just by the starting hand. Like if they go RG in the back first play and you know the other person's running RG, but that doesn't happen like 99% of the time unless you're against someone who you know one tricks RG. But anyway, we do end the video inside of the top 200. Not insanely high up because I was playing the global tournament, but when that ends, I probably will be pushing ladder more, trying to be high up throughout the season. And I'll also be streaming the global tournament tomorrow on YouTube, most likely. It actually ends tomorrow, so yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have to if I want to do that. So yeah, probably tomorrow I'll be streaming on YouTube the Royal Tournament. So if you guys are interested in watching, definitely make sure to do that, and make sure to like the video if you guys did end up enjoying it. Subscribe if you guys are not subscribed already. Best RG deck with no champion, so for sure use it if you're free to play and don't have champions and are looking for a very strong RG deck. Thanks again. Until next time, guys.